What's the difference between a germ, virus, and bacteria? Let's put these different disease-causing objects under a microscope and find out. So what are germs? The word germ is a catch-all phrase that can mean any microscopic particle that can cause illness in humans. The word germ comes from the Latin word germen, which means seed or sprout. That's because early scientists studying germs thought about them as little seeds that spread between organisms. The idea that disease spread in organisms could pass from person to person existed as far back as ancient Greece. But before germ theory became widely accepted in the late 19th century, not all scientists believed in the idea of germs. In the Middle Ages, including during the time of the Black Death, the idea that tiny invisible things could make you sick if they touched you seemed far-fetched. Back then, the prevailing theory about how diseases spread was miasma theory. It held that rotten organic matter created a vaporous mist filled with disease-causing particles. It was believed that being in an area where bad air or miasma was present was the cause of disease. Of course, we know that sanitation is important for controlling the spread of disease. Although miasma theory got it wrong, the idea itself led to reforms and better sanitation. In fact, famous Crimean war nurse Florence Nightingale was a proponent of miasma theory. Her idea that foul-smelling vapors caused illness led to hospital sanitary reforms. In the late 1800s, germ theory became widely accepted, thanks mainly to the experiments of Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch. In modern times, the term germ isn't widely used in formal science. Instead, disease-causing objects are referred to by what type they are. Viruses and bacteria are types of germs, as are certain types of fungi, protists, and prions. Bacteria are microscopic, single-celled organisms that live pretty much anywhere and everywhere, from the tops of mountains to the deepest sea vents. There are bacteria that live in water, soil, the air, clouds, your carpet, the ocean, and inside your body. Just how many types of bacteria are there? Nobody knows for sure. One paper on species number in bacteria estimates that there are 1 million species of bacteria in 30 grams of rich forest topsoil and at least 1 billion species worldwide. Fortunately, most bacteria are harmless. In fact, many bacteria are beneficial and help with metabolism and other aspects of human health. But some bacteria definitely do cause disease. Once harmful or pathogenic bacteria enter your body, there are a variety of ways they can cause illness. Some species of bacteria cause infection of open wounds. Others proliferate in our kidneys, causing urinary tract infections. Other species affect the spinal cord, causing bacterial meningitis. Still others only grow in fluid inside the lungs, leading to bacterial pneumonia. Fortunately, many of these conditions can be treated with antibiotics, which are substances that either kill bacteria or slow their growth enough to allow your immune system to deal with them. As wonderful as antibiotics are, they only work on bacteria. That's the reason your doctor won't prescribe antibiotics for the flu or the common cold. Both are caused by a virus, not bacteria. Viruses are tiny, even smaller than bacteria. In fact, the largest virus is still smaller than the smallest bacteria. Unlike bacteria, viruses can't survive without a host. Viruses are another type of object that cause illness in humans. Notice I said object and not organism. That's because there's some debate among scientists as to whether or not viruses are alive. On one hand, they do contain genetic material, either DNA or RNA. On the other, they can't self-replicate in the absence of a host. Our uncertainty about whether viruses are alive doesn't stop us from describing them in very alive ways. We call them insidious and refer to them as invaders. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, have even called viruses brilliant.
This is very complex. This is a very brilliant enemy. It's a brilliant enemy.
One thing is certain: viruses don't have the capacity to think, let alone be tiny geniuses. Viruses are mostly known for making us sick, but they can be useful for genetic manipulation. The part that makes them dangerous to humans is the genetic material contained inside the lipid wrapper. That bit can be removed and replaced by beneficial genetic material to fix broken genes. Another beneficial use of viruses is as super selective antibiotics. One of the problems with antibiotics is that they tend to wipe out beneficial bacteria along with harmful bacteria, which can sometimes do more harm than good. However, a special type of virus called bacteriophage targets and destroys specific types of bacteria, leaving others strain alone. Whether you're hoping to avoid infection by a virus or bacteria, hand washing is the key to staying healthier. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. Many diseases and conditions are spread by not washing hands with soap and clean running water. I hope you guys have learned the difference between viruses and bacteria. Make sure you like our video if you did benefit from it. And maybe tell us in the comments what type of videos you want to see in the future.